How old are you? How old are you? Getting old. Getting old. You're single, aren't you? I'm not old, you're old. So you guys are trolling me about my age, eh? Wow. How to deal with internet trolls. They're just jealous. Yeah, well, maybe you're just jealous that I'm old. Nobody likes you when you're 23. Probably not that. Well, whatever. Age is just a number. Well, that's what old people say anyways. Kids these days. Well, you know what? I got ID'd while buying a bottle of wine the other day. So there. Oh, my computer's frozen. I really need to update from Windows 98. So I sort of brought this upon myself the other day when I put out a question on Instagram saying, ask some questions on Instagram and I'll answer them in a YouTube video. And I put some prompts in a list below and I put getting old. But anyways, people want to know about getting old. Well, I can tell ya, it's not that easy. My thyroid's acting up again. All jokes aside, I have got this a few times, is people ask, how do you stay so young? I guess more mentally. Let's go to the internet to see the value in youth. Youth is such a wonderful thing. Such a crime to waste it on children. Thanks, George. I don't know who George is, but youth would be such an ideal state if it came later in life. Oh, Herbert, wonderful words. But it is kind of true in a sense, is youth is so valuable and we feel this necessity to grow up somehow. We have our whole lives to get old, so I guess I just decided let's just stay young. So I just keep choosing things that make me happy. And I hang out with those who are interested in similar things. Most of my friends that are my age have kids now, so that doesn't really work with the adventures and things that I want to do. So I'm always hanging with the young guys. Well, no, not really Jordan. He's getting pretty old now too. Your worst, best travel experience. All right. I get this question a lot and I don't really have the answer. However, I do have a good story from Europe, but it's the first time I've been culture shocked in like 8 years. I've been overseas for 8-9 years now, lived in Asia for 5 of them, and getting culture shocked is becoming pretty rare these days. However, it happened. Now anybody from Europe will be like, that's dumb, this is normal here. I was in northern Italy, which is basically Germany because everyone speaks German up there in the Dolomites, and I decided I'm gonna go in the sauna. And I opened the door, and there were 2 guys sitting up there and 1 girl lying on her back, just full naked. Both of the old guys were naked, and I was like, oh no, I've walked into a private sauna, but I'm still moving forward, and I'm like, what am I doing? And they were looking at me, I could sense them looking at me, and I sat down, and all of a sudden they start going, Nein, nein, schweinzig, Schnecken, Ohren. I'm like, oh, what are they saying? No idea. I guess they're referring to me sitting on a towel. I wasn't sitting on a towel. I needed to sit on a towel. So I was like, quickly ran outside, grabbed this bathrobe that I had been wearing and sat on that. And I guess that appeased them for the time being. And I sat there like with my eyes closed because there's a naked woman and 2 naked men with all of their junk hanging out. And I didn't want to look at that. So I just sat there awkwardly for 10 minutes with my eyes closed. Like, I guess that's normal in Europe. Everywhere in Europe, you just go into saunas naked with everyone in there. That's normal. And I didn't know that. How am I 32 and I didn't know that? Oh yeah, by the way, 32. Old, but that was a good laugh. I told my European friends afterwards and they were just like, what? You go into a sauna with your shorts on? Weird. Did you guys know that? How did you begin your YouTube career? Well, I still wouldn't call myself a YouTuber or it a career. However, it can be a career. You become a YouTuber by posting to YouTube. That's it. Post to YouTube, expect that 0 people will view it, repeat. All right, I have something to say about this. You go to university from 4, 6 to 8 years, investing tens, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars. And still, some people don't even use those degrees. I'm not saying university isn't worth it. I actually think university makes people extremely intelligent, and I do recommend it. But my point is, whatever career path you go down or whatever job you choose, know that it takes a long time to achieve anything great. Be patient. How does anyone expect to get any sort of result from their first few videos on YouTube? Well, what about Peter McKinnon, or what about that girl in the States? She got 1 million subscribers in 1 month. Well, I think we could all come up with one freak case in any industry, and we should all know that that just doesn't happen. Those people have had years and years of prep in the industry or the game or whatever it is that have allowed them to come to that moment where they grew rapidly. So if you want to get into the industry or whatever industry you want to get into, you basically need to invest years of your life. Then post to YouTube, expect that no one will see it, learn from that, repeat. Even look at my views on this video, not high, but I'm still gonna keep posting because hopefully it'll bring value to some people and I'll keep learning as I go on. Many questions here about travels. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? All right, I'm gonna do a quick recap on 2019. It was such a crazy year. My business has really grown and I've had people reaching out lots this year about me making videos for them, so that's really great, to the point where I've had to decline some work, which is a great position to be in, and it's where you want to be in this business, so I'm very happy with where I'm at professionally or as my business is concerned. Now, as for travels, this past year, I went to Australia, Indonesia, New Zealand, Argentina, Brazil, US, Jordan, Balkans, Greece, Turkey, Croatia, Slovakia, Italy, Germany, China, Thailand, home. I'm going to UK and then I'm coming back here. Now, I'm really happy with all those travels. Didn't go to too many new places, but for 2020, I don't want to go to that many countries. I just want to truly visit places and stay for like 2 months at a time. For example, I think I'm going to go to Colombia this year. I want to spend a month and a half, 2 months there, really get to know the area. But of course, one thing I really love about this career choice is that it's super random. And I just love how I don't know what's going to come up next month and one email can change anything. So that's awesome. I didn't want to do too many questions this time. I wanted to just stay with some valuable answers, hopefully valuable answers. So last question. What's the most important lesson you learned over the past couple of years? Another one is, what would you tell yourself if you could go back 10 years? One weird thing about this paradox is that I probably wouldn't listen to someone 10 years older than me. I'd be like, they're old. No, I'm just kidding. I love to listen to advice from people that are older than me, especially people who are interested in similar things because it's so valuable. They've lived out things that you're interested in and they have a lifetime of experience. That is why I cannot recommend books enough. Books are the best way to learn. And any major successful CEO or wealthy person will tell you that reading is the key because you have a whole lifetime of knowledge built into these books, dedicated work over years and years, people writing, and you can just read that in the amount like 10 hours or 20 hours. So it's unbelievable. Can't recommend books enough. So one thing I would tell myself is to go back and read more. However, mostly I don't regret anything, so I can't go back and tell myself other things because this has all led to where I am today. I will say a lesson that I've learned. Since leaving high school, I've lost many acquaintances, friends to overdose, suicide, mental illness, and other freak accidents. Once people leave the surveillance of their parents or their home and they're on their own, crazy things can happen. It's a very unpredictable world and people don't necessarily know how to react to it. It's no wonder it's so stressful to be a parent when I see the different paths so many people take. It is really crazy what can happen in various people's lives. However, one thing I've always focused on from a young age, and I credit this to proper parenting or schooling or my surroundings, is investment in health. The best investment we can make when we're young or anytime or starting now is to invest in our health, because if that deteriorates, everything else does. First, your mind starts to go, then enters mental illnesses, and we all know where that can lead. So choose things that make you happy, not society, not anyone else, you. And I don't mean impulsively or temporary happiness like dropping out of high school or getting high, not those things. I mean searching for things with meaning, purpose, things that will build inherent happiness. But there's literally no rush. Don't buy into anyone's expectations for you, because goodness knows, I didn't rush into it. All right, that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. There's lots more travel videos, tutorials, and other fun stuff coming to the channel very soon. Make sure you hit the notification bell to keep informed. Like the video as always, because it helps the channel grow. And I'll catch you next week or the week after. We'll see.